All right. So I should have took some time to get some outside opinions to try and steer me, or just get me out of the dark overall. So me too. What I'm talking about is a movie that came out 1967 called Cool Hand Luke. Um, I've heard it mentioned before somewhere. I can't really pinpoint where I've heard it mentioned before. And I've heard it, come to find out, I've heard it referenced numerous times. Um, I get to that scene. I get to that scene somewhere down the line in this video. So, an overview of this movie. It follows. It follows one character. Well, of course, it follows a character who's got out the war, who has who let me slow down, and who has not been dealt. Ah, that kind of makes sense. It just hit me. It kind of makes sense. So the name of the movie is Cool Hand Luke, and he gets that nickname for having a really bad hand at poker inside prison. He ends up in prison, inside prison, but he was so cool about it, they call him Cool Hand Luke. And the thing about it is, in his life, he hasn't been handed the best hand. So, I guess that's a good. That's a good. That's good. That's the first thing that's good, I guess. But anyway, so we're following this character. We start off by he's defacing, not defacing. He's vandalizing parking meters out of all things. But the way that they're oriented doesn't really make any sense to me. I mean, they're like stacked one on top of each other. Maybe I'll have to go back and look again and see what is what and why it's like that. I don't. I've never seen anything like that. Of course, in my 30 years on Earth, like I would see something like that. But anyway, he winds up getting an outrageous sentence for that, which is 2 years. He gets 2 years for cutting off the top of parking meters, which is interesting in itself because it's a pretty thick pole, and I have no idea how he cut it off. I'm assuming he used a pipe cutter, a really big one, but where would you even find anything like that? Only a plumber would have access to something like that. But anyway, 2 years is really stiff for that, I feel like. I mean, if anything, he should have got a like probation or something. But 2 years labor though. Jesus, they must have been harder for labor back in the day. And that's another thing. I don't exactly know when this movie takes place. Now, it came out in 1967. Okay. But a lot of the vehicles that are in this movie are like 10. One actually no, they're about 10 years, 10, 15 years old, which now if you've been around the block a few times, not even that, you noticed that everybody doesn't have the ability to have a brand new car. So you might get a secondhand vehicle, or you might get a secondhand vehicle, or you might what was I going to say? You might get a secondhand vehicle, or you might just hold on to a new vehicle that you purchased. So it makes sense that they would have something like 10 or 15 years old, especially something that's like county or city run, because I've seen stuff that's 20, 30 years old, but the drivetrain and the drivetrain and all the electrical, all the parts that are critical have been replaced over the years, as far as their maintenance program is concerned. So the outside may be a 1990, 1989 vehicle, but everything else is up to date as far as emissions is concerned. Creature comforts are fresh and brand new. So it makes sense. I think some cats out there fighting, and my dog's gonna go investigate that. Hey, come here. Knock it off. Knock it off. Knock it off. Knock it off. Not while I'm recording, okay? You can protect me some other time. Huh? Yeah, she gonna protect me. You gonna protect me. You gonna make sure the boogeyman gonna come get me, huh? Yeah, you're a good girl. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're a good girl. Yeah. Oh God, I forgot I'm still recording. Let me finish this. Let me finish this. Let me finish. Let me finish, boo boo. Let me finish. Let me finish, boo boo. Okay, so where was that? Dog barking. No, wasn't on that. I was on the. Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm still trying to get a grasp of what's going on in this particular movie. I don't see the hype. If there is hype, I don't see why it would be considered a good movie. It's very odd. I don't know what their. I don't understand what their goal was with this movie. Why it was made. It doesn't necessarily make it a bad movie for that reason. It doesn't necessarily make it a bad movie, period. But I'm just confused at. I'm just confused at. I'm just confused about why. You know what I mean? That makes why it doesn't. Like I don't even have the words to describe. But anyway, I'm assuming it was popular at the time because of the lead actor and his personality. Because I feel like you come for his personality and you stay for the personalities of everybody else involved in the prison that he's in. Now, there's a lot of characters there. There's the warden. There's a guy called the captain, and this captain character, his character actually something that I like because he never says anything. The only thing you get from him is the reflection from his sunglasses on what he's looking at, and he's a really good shot. So, put all that. I know it seems like not that much, but when you have a character that can pull off, an actor that can pull off a certain persona without even saying a word, I mean, it does say something. I'll give them that. They got me with that. I really like that. And there's other things that come up in this movie that make it special, but I don't know if it necessarily makes it great. So he winds up staying there and pretty much just relaxing. Oh yeah, and of course his interaction with his mother is something out of this world. You know, he's not calling his mom mom. He's calling her by her first name, and he's talking about his experiences and trying to be normal. But maybe it's dealing with PTSD or shell shock because his character is said to have been in the war. Now, me not knowing if this movie is set in 1967 or if it's set before 1967, there's three wars. There's three wars that happened during that time period. There's World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. So one of those three he served in. I don't know. Even if it was in 1967, he still could have served in Korea and not in Vietnam. But there's one thing in this movie. Besides that, I mean, there's a lot of hints of old Hollywood as far as acting is concerned. The fact you really don't see any black people in the movie is another. Well, anybody of any race to be other than Anglo-Saxon, Caucasian. You don't see anybody other than that in the movie, which is like, okay, that's unrealistic. But well, actually, no, I take that back. When he breaks out of jail, he runs into two little black kids. Also, there's a black family he runs into. I can't talk right now. So I shouldn't say it's only white people in the movie or Caucasians in the movie. What else happens? Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. Still don't understand it though. Oh, okay. Let me get to the scene that I think I've heard quoted a thousand times. What we have here is a failure to communicate. What is it? I done messed the dang. I done messed the line up. I done forgot the line. Something about an issue with communication. Failure to communicate. But in the movie, I know I butchered it. I butchered the line. I should have remembered it, but I butchered the line. But it's the first time it's spoken from somebody who just acted out in anger. Right? So it's not how it's portrayed in other films or even how the first time I heard it, well, we see what we have here. We have a failure to communicate. Or something like that. It's something like that. The line was something like that. I think the way I heard it the first time was kid on the playground, but it was like not in the same context. He did that, and well, so this is the like the warden or something. He got into like a back and forth with the main character after he had just escaped for the first time, I think. And he's like, "What did you say to me?" He lost it. Hit him over the head. Bam. Had a blackjack or a little, I guess it's called a blackjack, a little thing. Apparently, it was common to carry that back in the day. I don't know why. Well, yeah. Other than that, and the personality, I don't see what this movie has to offer. I just don't see it. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. This is my opinion. Will I watch it again? No. Do I recommend someone else watch it? Nah, don't.